Good day, everyone. Good morning, good evening, whichever time of day it is for you. Let's have a great day. And thank you for joining us for our pre-full moon garden visualization in Cancer in 2022. Let's continue to build our healing garden as a group. At some point within the 12 hours prior to each full moon, meeting DK there and turning our garden into a shrine of consecration and intending to offer it as a chalice for the love of hierarchy to be poured in selfless service to humanity. Let's gather in our garden. But before gathering, let us align with our own soul. Let us start with a point of soul focus. Raise the consciousness into the head, as high in the head as you can, as if there was a huge magnet above your head, drawing you upwards. Now carry that consciousness upward through the astral body, then even higher up into your mental body. A focused and one-pointed mental body, receptive to the energy of the soul. Then carry your consciousness now to your soul body by visualizing a lotus fully open, scintillating with light and pulsating like a living heart as a symbol of your soul body. And now place yourself right in the center, realizing that you, the personality, and you, the soul, are now one. And from that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer. Observe your personality below and visualize your etheric body and see energy flowing freely up and down the etheric spine. Now consciously throw soul energy down at the center of the base of the spine using indigo blue light, the color of the energy of the soul, of love and wisdom. And now in your imagination, raise it slowly via the 5 centers up the etheric spine, then to the ajna, then to your crown, and up into your soul body. This produces a vivifying of the Sutratma and links the personality and the soul into one blended unit. And now say the soul mantra with conviction, knowing who you really are. I am the soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. And sound one Om as if you were the soul, breathing it out. And now endeavor to throw the attention of the united soul personality towards the spiritual triad. Now let's gather in our garden. At the entrance to our garden, we stroll through arches of climbing roses, clusters of flowers in abundance overhead. Choose the colors that you like. And let the roses gently caress your face as you stroll down. Breathe in the delicate aroma of the cascading, colorful roses percolating through the air. Small, lovingly trimmed emerald green bushes line the stony pathway, and we can hear the crunch of the stones under our steps. Along an embankment at the end of the archway, there are rows and rows of flowers, flowers of different hues and harmonizing tones of red and yellow and pink, white, green, orange, or magenta. And as we create these rows, we include our own favorite flowers. The blooms shed fresh petals on the path, creating a soft carpet for us to walk on, releasing their individual fragrances as we step on them. On the opposite side of the embankment, we see right in the middle of our space of harmony a lighthouse, standing tall and strong, shining beams of light in all directions as a symbol of our united group soul. We assemble there quietly. We hear a choir of birds fill the space with their clear, melodious notes, welcoming us to this unique space. chorus of angelic voices sing a soft tune accompanied by the sound of harps. Divas gently strumming the chords. Sitting still around the lighthouse, we feel the gentle warmth of the rays of the sun caressing our cheeks, our forehead, our chest and arms, and our backs. And in the background, the breeze softly swishing through the tall eucalyptus trees chants a melodic lullaby. These majestic trees cast their protective shadows on the grass as sunlight peeps through this peaceful garden. Around the lighthouse, we see a large, quiet pool of crystal clear blue waters. And flowing from the pool, we see rivulets as we hear the gentle trickling of water. We also see 3 wider streams of golden water flowing steadily. And across them are curved wooden bridges. In one area of the pool, float lotuses of all colors in all stages of bloom. Some are in full bloom, revealing their gorgeous jewel, while others are just budding and barely showing their true color, all reflecting their light in the healing waters. Just beyond the pool, a hidden path leads us to a serene corner. A few chairs and a bench, and a small fountain containing supercharged, vitalizing water, perfumed by a single floating lotus, create the perfect spot for an informal sharing of one's difficulties or words of wisdom. And you can bring people that would benefit from healing in this little corner. Invite them. Meanwhile, inhale the perfume of the flowers, imbuing and permeating the air. Everything in this garden quivers with livingness. In the distance, we hear the soothing sound of water, and we follow it in our imagination. And we come to a tranquil pool where cascading water gently hugs rocks as it joyfully spills in a blue pool, while bubbles of spray ricochet spiritedly in the air. Lush ferns alongside the rocks draping in the water enhance the serenity of the place, while the fiery brilliance of the orange and red leaves of surrounding trees brings warmth and invigorating energy to the area. In our mind's eye, we follow now a pathway which leads us to flower beds. They are a riot of spring color, of reds and creams and yellows and pinks, of such vibrancy, winding their way like a gentle living stream among the trees. A row of violet flowers on either side of the meandering bed happily follows the path of the flowers as they release their subtle perfume. Butterflies flutter through the air with their iridescent wings, attracted by the silent serenade of the blooms. They are like the flowers of the air. Their delicate and fragile wings are like floating petals, catching the light and twinkling like diamonds in the air. Buzzing bees surf the open spaces from flower to flower, seeking pollen, which looks like scintillating, bright golden pixie dust. Nearby, the soft and gentle babble of the sound of the fountains reaches our ears. Lush green grass lines a gentle stream like a soft, cool, velvety carpet. The air is full of the sweet fragrance of the flowers in full bloom, adorning the fringes of the streams in this tranquil garden, quivering with life. Now, this garden that we have just created is our garden, our group garden. But let's take a moment to add a little corner which has our individual touch. Add the colors, the unique features, and the flora of your own country that you'd like to blossom in this serene space. Be as creative as you can. Let your imagination soar. Let's invite also the presence and cooperation of the healing Devas working under the Christ. Visualize them in our garden, enlivening it with their magnetism. Sitting quietly, our hearts beating as one. Let's link up with each other as we say the healer's mantra aloud together. With purity of motive, inspired by a loving heart, we offer ourselves for this work of healing. This offer we make as a group, and to the ones we seek to heal. And you can think of people that you would like to nominate in your own mind. We open our inner eyes now, endeavoring to hold our mind unwaveringly in the group light. We know that Master DK2 stands steady, pouring out upon us his love and strength, and endeavoring to lift us up into a higher state of consciousness. We are now receptive to Master DK's radiant energy. The light of the lighthouse begins to shine brighter and brighter, intensifying gradually. Soon this light begins to take shape and a definite figure appears. And in our imagination, it is that of Master DK's. From the lighthouse, waves of golden light stream through our group, irradiating the garden around us, enlivening it even more, imbuing our garden with the one life of the god of the waters, Neptune. So let's listen intuitively to the Master's words and let them quench our thirst for loving understanding and touch our hearts to release the healing waters of life. In Cancer, the purificatory waters of experience begin their beneficent work. This is begun upon the cardinal cross, because that cross deals only with wholes, and therefore with mass experience. Neptune, the triple ruler of Cancer, is the god of the waters. And the term water covers many angles of the esoteric wisdom, such as the ocean of life, the waters of substance, or mass existence, etc. Of all these attributes or conditions of the female pole in existence, the material aspect, the constellation Cancer is outstandingly symbolic and is concerned with the slow rhythm of mass life, either instinctually active or the reactions of an imposed consciousness, which is the result of chosen experience after initiation. We are told that this sign is not an easy one for the average student to understand, for it's the polar opposite, psychologically speaking, of the state of group consciousness towards which humanity is at this time tending. It's difficult for the casual student to distinguish accurately between mass consciousness and group consciousness. So let's turn to Hercules' fourth test, the capture of the doe, for a clue to this difficult sign. Hercules is given a test to decide which voice of all the many voices will arouse the obedience of his heart, a test which will awaken on the inner side of life the fullness of his wisdom and the rightness of his power to choose. Upon the hill nearby there stood a slender form, and Hercules, who is the son of man and yet a son of God, both watched and listened, and listening heard a voice. The voice came out from that bright circle of the moon which is the home of Artemis. The moon is the symbol of the form, instinct, mass consciousness, animal instinct, or instinctual response to one's environment. The doe is mine, so touch it not, she said. For ages long I nurtured it and tended it when young. Leaping on sandal feet towards the doe, the other maiden, Diana, the huntress of the heaven, likewise claimed possession. Not so, she said, Artemis, fairest maid. The doe is mine, and mine it must remain. Diana is the symbol of the intellect, human ideas, or the lower mind. So both Artemis and Diana are the symbols of the two lower aspects of mind, the subconscious or instinctual and intellectual consciousness, both belonging to the three lower worlds or to form. Hercules, standing between the pillars of the gate, listened and heard the quarrel and wondered much. Another voice fell on his ear and with commanding accents said, The dough belongs to neither maid, O Hercules, but to the god whose shrine you see on yonder distant mount. Go rescue it and bear it to the safety of the shrine and leave it there. A simple thing to do, O son of man, yet, and ponder well my words, being a son of God, you thus can seek and hold the dough. Go forth. The doe or the golden antlered fawn is the symbol of the intuition, of Buddhi, of the life aspect, seated in the heart or the soul, the heart of monadic life. To the god whose shrine you see on yonder distant mount. Both aspects of consciousness, lower aspects of consciousness, must be transmuted into intuition, the one consciousness. From hill to hill and wood to wood, he hunted it until close to a quiet pool, full length upon the untrampled grass. He saw it sleeping, wearied with its flight. Exciting all of the will of which he was possessed, he nearer drew, and yet the doe moved not. Thus he drew close and clasped the doe within his arms, close to his heart. "The search is over," he shouted loud. "At each point reached, the maidens turned my steps, but still I did persist. And now the doe is mine, the doe is mine, mine by long search and travel, and mine likewise, because I hold the doe close to my heart." Not so, O Hercules, came to his ears the voice of one who stands close to the great presiding one within the council chamber of the Lord. The doe belongs not to a son of man, even though a son of God. Carry the doe to yonder distant shrine, where dwell the sons of God, and leave it there with them. "Why so, O teacher wise?" asked Hercules. And the answer came, "And are you not a son of God, although a son of men? And is the shrine not also your abode? And share you not the life of all who dwell therein? Bear to the shrine of God the sacred doe, and leave it there, O Son of God. Seek and hold the doe, like the lotus holds the point of life at its center or at its heart. This is the task of the Son of Man, and yet the Son of God, the fourth creative hierarchy. Rescue, redeem, and salvage the soul, the life within. Identify with the love and life within, and not with the form. In this sign, Hercules learns the lesson of group consciousness, wholeness, detachment from the form, and identification with spirit, the one life. All souls are one and share the same life force and are made of the same life. The part is the whole and not separate from it. The one life flows through the whole of humanity as well as through all the other lower kingdoms. This is the voice that Hercules is hearing, arising from his heart. This is the test which awakened on the inner side of life the rightness of his power to choose. God breathed into men's nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. In these words, Master DK tells us, you have established the relation which exists in the mind of God between spirit, the breath of life, the soul, consciousness, and man, the form. The essential unity, lying as it does outside of consciousness and known reality, takes place first of all in this sign, Cancer, one of the most ancient of the signs. So let's use our creative imagination to symbolically hold a golden fawn in our arms, close to our heart, and let's carry it to a part of our garden, that distant shrine where dwells the sons of God, and let's leave it there with them. As we gather in our garden on the inner plane, united in our hearts, together with those from the other side of the veil, see and feel the golden thread of life that binds us all. Understanding deeply that there is no my soul or thy soul. There is not only one soul, one consciousness, but also one life. Feel the power of the one life flow through our group, and let the wave of the one life permeate our garden, enlivening it. And sense the garden around you, imbuing it. Cancer, the light within the form. This is the diffused light of substance itself, the dark light of matter. It is the light awaiting the stimulation coming from the soul light. The keynote for the disciple is, I build a lighted house and therein dwell. And Cancer, transmitting rays 3 and 7, is the sign of manifestation, the sign of the form, the light of matter. The form or manifested universe is the receptacle for the soul or consciousness and the life within. On the higher turn of the spiral, the causal body is also the chalice for Buddhi, the life within, stimulating the light of form. So let's see our garden as our lighted house on the inner plane, with DK at the summit of our lighthouse, symbol of our united soul group, beaming and radiating life through us and around us. And may our garden be a chalice for the power of the one life, of intuition, of Buddhi, and the will to good, nourishing and sustaining the heart of every blade of grass, every flower, every lotus, and every tree, every molecule of water and of air in our garden. And now let's make use of our garden by visualizing the flow of unconditional love or the will to good emanating from the triangle, the avatar of synthesis, the spirit of peace, and the Buddha, powering the Christ at the center. Superimpose the radiating triangle on another triangle consisting of the Christ, Master DK, and our soul group. See these two triangles blending and fusing until they become one triangle. And I superimpose these two blended triangles on our group chakric triangle as it vitalizes it. And our triangle is made up of our group crown chakra, our group ajna, and our group alta major. And again, see these three triangles now blended and fused, having become one triangle of love. Now directing that dispelling radiance via our group ajna, right eye, left eye triangle, let's place the blended triangle now, impressing it over the three planetary centers triangle: London, Geneva, New York. Bringing the energy of love and will to good right down to the physical plane. And in your imagination, see these waves of life flowing from these 3 points along the nadis of the planetary etheric body to the other countries. Strengthening the heart of people everywhere. Strengthening the goodwill within. And let us say the healer's mantra aloud in a low voice, saying it slowly and deliberately as you believe in the results. May the love of the one soul focused in this group radiate upon you, our fellow men, and permeate every part of your body, healing, soothing, strengthening, and dissipating all that hinders service and good health. And may the life and light of intuition of Cancer fill the hearts of all those who are touched by our garden. May it become a light which guides the crying ones into the place of light. Just like Christ standing under his great pine tree in his garden at sunset, with hands uplifted in blessing over all those who truly and earnestly seek to aspire. Let's picture a great pine tree in our garden. And let's gather around the Christ, Master DK, and the healing ashram under it, saying the great invocation together. From the point of light, within the mind of God. Let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. And as you visualize light descending on earth, sound a blue Om on the note G of love. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. Sound a blue Om. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. As you see life, the life force of the Logos pouring on earth, and from the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. And now raise your clasp hands above the head and say, "And so let it be," and help us to do our part. Now bring them down to the forehead and let them rest on your heart. May the blessing of the Christ and of the hierarchy rest upon all true servers, and may they stand tranquil in the midst of strife. May the light of the garden of our souls be on the inner plane what the sun is to the gardens of the world. A pool of pure, fiery light for some, and a safe and serene haven for many. Thank you, friends.